Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tron and we are back with StarRupture. We are currently on the January 2026 early access version, and today we are going to continue our series where we are building some of the late game components in these little micro bases that we're setting up, or little micro production facilities, let's say. So in the previous episode, if you happen to catch that, we set up this facility over here. And this one is producing the sulfuric acid that we need to be able to upgrade to make the batteries and to make the hardening agent and some of the, late mid game to end game components. And so I built this little factory here, which is just making the sulfuric acid, and it's storing it in these storage containers over there. And then I went ahead and started another series, but then my computer freaked out and didn't get to be able to recover the footage that I had of it. So I just went and finished it. But I was doing another series after that one on building the hardening agent. And so I went ahead and just finished it. So it's over here. We're going to start a new facility in the back over there. But this one is just making hardening agents. So these are the machines that are all running over here. And this isn't the best layout, so I may try to optimize this. I've been providing, some layout diagrams of how I'm setting these up and how I did like an impeller that we did at the different location as well, and then also on the sulfuric acid. So I do have two diagrams up that are available for download on how I set these bases up to run really efficiently and make the max production of sulfuric acid, and it's working pretty good. So I did the same thing over here with the hardening agent, and the only issue I really ran into was, let's kind of come down off of the drone thing because it's hard to look around. So if we go down here, we have the helium-3 right there that is coming out of the drone container. And what I did is I set a separate line just to feed the helium-3, and also a separate line to feed the calcium powder. And also it has a backup coming out the back for helium-3 also. And so I could probably basically rearrange these to where, like, these items, or these machines here that are producing the calcium powder, and also same thing with the wolfram, because those produce a lot one go. They do it really quickly, and the machines that need it need a lot of it. And so it can be, problematic in the sense that if you have it all running on these main lines that we have set up here, it can clog things up pretty quickly, especially when you introduce another item like the helium-3. So I probably, I think, or I guess the best thing to do would be to group these items here. So the wolfram, the calcium, and the helium, put them all like in a grouping, and then have the machines that directly feed off of those that need it. So like these two machines need the calcium powder and the helium right there. So instead of putting them way over here, I probably should have put them directly across from the production machines, and that way, maybe even on their own little, network of sorts, little roadway network, and then feed any excess stuff off onto a separate rail to any other machines that may need the calcium powder at a slower rate. So that's kind of like one of the things that I ran into with this setup. So what I did to get around it is I made basically a dedicated rail for the helium that goes directly to the machines that need it. So these two machines need the helium, and then these two down here need it. So like I said, I probably should just put them all near each other and remove these machines, and then put these maybe down at the other end and move all those and put them directly in front of the calcium powder machines and the helium machine, and move this one to the back or something. It's probably a better way of doing it, but for now this works, and it's getting the job done. It's not really a big deal. It's just a bit of a workaround to keep the lines from getting too clogged. They'll usually, balance out over time, but in this case, it was just causing some issues. So I kind of broke the connection there. You guys can see there's a connected line, and then a broken line, and another connected line. Normally I would have it connected and all of these would just be shooting it through there, but it just was too much of a pain. So anyway, right now we're actually, producing the hardening agent. Man, I get lost in my base when I'm down here at the ground floor. It's like, where do I go? So this one's producing the sulfuric acid also. Now I could have just brought it over from over there. So I have another thing making sulfuric acid, and so I could, just bring that over and have it feed over here, or put a drone that's delivering sulfuric acid over here, and I wouldn't even need these machines to do that. That's one way to go about this, but I want to keep all of these as their own little self-sufficient, setup, so that this is, one diagram of how to get the hardening agent. Everything you need to make hardening agent, and this one's everything you need to make sulfuric acid, and then this one over there will be everything that you need to make the batteries, and then off on my other site will be everything you need to make the impellers. And so we'll get to the rest of the items. I'm just going to make a bunch of bases that have everything split up into items, and then at some point we're going to end up with things that will be delivered into the cargo launchers, and the orbital cargo launchers, which I'm about to set up here and feed these into those. But at some point we'll get the to the point where we won't need the cargo launchers anymore for that specific item, and instead we can just store them, and then we can replace the cargo launchers with a drone, and then we can have that drone deliver this resource to a mega base that is pulling everything in via drones, because we have all the main resources being made in all these various locations. So that's kind of what I'm doing over here. But this is a pretty big area that has lots of titanium in various places, along with pure titanium over there, which does 8 every 2 seconds, which is great. Plus I have more over here, and then way off in the distance there's helium, and there's sulfur nearby, and there's also calcium nearby. So I have like small little calcium and helium plants set up all over the place. So this is our big base, and I have a sulfur manufacturer there, and then I have a helium one right here, right next to the sulfur, because I could use the same little base core. Actually, I have the base core here, but it's capturing all of the titanium over here and the helium over there. And then we do have another helium for our backup right there. And then over here is where I have all the calcium being made, and that's also near a ton of wolfram. So I'll probably set up a manufacturing place over here for wolfram. It's not very flat ground, so I don't think it's a good build area, but it's good to set up a bunch of drones that are piping in, wolfram to your base. Same thing with this. This is a good place for the sulfuric acid, and then this is like the biggest place for sulfuric acid right there. There's like a bunch of, I can't remember how many. It's like 3 or 4 or 5. I'm not really sure how many is over here. It's a bunch. There's actually quite a few right there too. I think there's 4 over here, and there might be 4 over here too. It looks like it's much bigger, but I don't know. I don't know where the biggest space is, or the biggest sulfur place is on the map. I still need to go and explore this area a little bit too. But anyway, so let's get back to what we're doing over here. So now that I've shown you guys that we have the hardening agent coming in, and that is filling up pretty nicely, and I have a second one coming in right there. So we already have, like, I don't know what, it's 3,600. How many? I don't know how many that is. How many do we have here? Like 3,200 or so. I think that's right. Same thing over here. We need to collect all of these so I can go unlock everything. What's my inventory space look like? Okay, good. Let me do this. Let me grab, back up a little bit, grab all of this. And what is it? F?
Ooh, just
there
what I
need. And this should unlock, we need to unlock some more items over here. Oops. Stop that one. Getting all the keys this way. So let's go ahead and see. We need to sell off all those things. And what is it? I think it is, oh, it's the super magnet. So we need to do the super magnet. Okay. And we need to go get some more, because we need to do the mega press also. So batteries. Yeah, we got to do the batteries. I need to go grab some more real quick. Also, I've been dealing with a lot of bug base attacks lately, and I don't have any of the super auto turret things set up, so we're gonna need to, oops, I ran too far. I need to make some of those, Let's grab all of these.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And I'm going to grab more. I think we have a couple of these that we might need to do. We'll put the rest back if we need to. Okay. What is the next thing? We need batteries and we need the pumps. We could do pumps. I need more for that. I think I have some more in a chest. I don't think there's any others that we need to unlock. So let me go grab, I think I have some that I dumped out on the ground over here. Let me grab these. Yep, there they are. Oops. Oh, what the heck? I keep hitting the wrong key. So I'm gonna grab all those and then we should be able to keep hitting the wrong key for some reason. I don't know what my deal is today. All right, there we go. Okay, cool. Alrighty. I think it's because I play so many different games that I get used to one set of keybinds for that particular game, and then I come in back to this one, and then I'm like, oh, my brain has to take a minute to readapt to everything. Okay, so now that we have those unlocked, we have our batteries unlocked, so I can finish the battery facility. This is going to, oh, you know what? We need to set up our orbital deal. So this is doing 15 batteries every minute. We need basically, what do we need? We need, I'm looking at my chart. So hang on, I gotta pause the screen just for 1 second. Like, click over here. All right, so on the hardening agents, we need, there we go. Okay, so we need 1,658 of the hardening agents, and if we were to also make the electronics, we would need 2,522 electronics. But I think we can complete the task with just the hardening agents, and if we need to make the electronics, we'll make that later. So let's go to our build and let's do the cargo things. I'm probably going to go get, actually, let me run over here, grab some building materials. I have a dedicated storage with just building materials in it, so we can put a bunch of these in here like that, and then we can set up a bunch of cargo launchers over here. And how many should I do? Let's see. Let me think about this here. Okay, I think I'm going to put down 10 cargo launchers, so we're going to put that down right there, and we'll do 5 like this, and then what we can do is stagger them. Oh, it's colliding with something. What's it colliding with? What? Oh, is it not in a build area? Ah, shoot. Okay, so we need to put another build thing over here. All right, let's do that real quick. Just stick one like way off in the distance over there. I hate doing that because that means it's going to get attacked by bugs or something. I'll have to go defend it here in a second. So let's do the cargo launcher. That should be in range, right? Yeah. Okay. Now we can build it. All right. So then we'll do another 5 in between like that, and do some right there. Okay. And one more set, and then we'll do a bunch of rails. So we'll make our rails like this. Sometimes when I go to using the drone and rails, it gets all messed up, so you have to come out of the drone, switch to a weapon, then come back to the build, select the thing, then go back to your drone, and now you can put down the rail again. I don't know why it does that, so crazy like. So we're just going to do this, and then we're going to feed these in. Why is that? Building is colliding with something. It's really not colliding with something. I don't know what that is right there. What? Why is that not working? Normally I could go in between. Why can I not go? Shoot. Is it going to be like that on all of them? It is. Normally I can go in between these like that, but for whatever reason it's not doing it now. All right, let me fix this, figure out what to do with that. All right, guys, got it figured out. I just needed to put these on the larger platform, so you guys can see that they're on a bigger platform than what these are on. So that allowed enough spacing to go around it. I don't know why. Normally I could jam pack them a little closer, but I think this little rail, whatever, quad connector needed to be one more row out, and I just didn't have enough room for that. So I didn't want to move too many things around. So we need to connect them to the rail here, so we can connect them like that, and they should tear out of there pretty soon. Actually, I need to connect those two. So yeah, so we have a ton coming out, and so all of these machines are going to start firing off like super fast, and we should see, if we look at this one over here back inside, this one had an issue with, I don't know what the deal was with that. Also, when you're putting in these walkways, basically I have each, I don't know if I've mentioned that on this playthrough or not, but I have each of these bases segmented out, and then there's a walkway all the way down the middle, splitting each base in two, and that keeps the lag down when you split them up like that. So you can make pretty big bases without, sorry, I thought I saw some bugs coming in, but it was just the dust flying around over there. So anyway, you can have some pretty big bases, and without having to split it up too many times, so you can do big chunks before it gets laggy. And it might be dependent on your computer and video card and all that stuff, so I don't know. But yeah, so now we can look over here. I did it on the Clever Robotics, this one, so that's how many we're going to do. So it shouldn't take us very long to get up to the 179,000. This will unlock the large personal storage so that we can get to the multi-rails, and then finally get to the version 3 rails. And then once that's done, I'm going to take the same batteries, and then I should be able to unlock the compounder with those. I'm sorry, not batteries. The hardening agent is what we're putting in. I don't know why I keep saying batteries, but it's the hardening agent. But we should be able to take the hardening agent and unlock the compounder. And then once I get the batteries done, then we can use the batteries to unlock the defense tower. So that will, having a defense tower over here will really help out, because it's not even the monolith attacks. I haven't had any of those because I haven't upgraded the core, any of the cores, base cores around here. So I haven't had any big alien attacks. It's just been standard bug attacks coming in, and they've been a real nuisance. It's just mainly because I have so many base cores in the area. Now this is going to be the battery facility right here. So this one takes a whole lot of the fabricators. We need 13 of these fabricators and 4 of the furnaces just for stage 1. And then we'll have to set those up. I'm going to try to do this a little bit more efficient and kind of think it out a little better than I did over here, so that we don't have to end up with a third rail feeding things. But we might, I'm not sure, because this one is going to require a lot of the calcium powder and wolfram powder as well. So I don't know, but let's start working on the second layer, and let's get that down. So we're going to need to put down 6 more furnaces, and those are going to be pretty big load on the system. And if we look at, we're going to need basically on the wolfram, what is it? No, we're going to need what was it? Oh yeah, wait, I'm kind of looking at my chart here. So on the wolfram powder, it's going to produce 90 on the output, and then we need the titanium sheets and the calcite sheets, which is going to produce 60 on the output of each one of those. So the wolfram powder is the one that requires the furnace. So the furnace is down here, and so we need 2 furnaces for the calcium powder and the calcium sheets. So we have these 2. So we're going to make one of these the sheets and one of these the powder. And then we also have a ceramics that we need to make after this. So those need to feed into the ceramic. We need wolfram powder and calcite sheets for the ceramics. So I think I'm going to put those furnaces here. We need 4 of those. Holy moly. Need 4 of those things. So let's go right there. And let's give a little bit of space. Come up. Hit Y also. Y will lock it onto this level so that it won't go up and down or anything like that and end up getting messed up. So we need to make enough space. So we need 4 furnaces here. And I might have to do a lot of these on multiple levels like I'm doing over here. Only thing is with that, I need to make sure I have enough space. So if I do it like multiple levels like this, then I think I have to go 4 out if I'm going to do multiple levels. We're going to need this one to make 4. Okay, so we're going to do 2. Should I do? You know what? We might be able to do all this on the same floor here. So we do have all this space going that way. So let's do it like this. Let's do it like, we'll just take up an extra row. We're probably going to need it anyway. And then we need 2 fabricators. Yeah, so we're good. 2 fabricators. And we're going to set those right here. Going to put a space in between. Okay. And another space in between there. All right. This is so that if we need to push an item through, we can do it kind of through the middle there. All right. So we're going to have those feed into these over here. And then we're going to set, we need, how many do we need for the wolfram powder? The wolfram powder is going to be these 2 at the bottom. All right, so we'll set these 2 at the bottom to wolfram powder. I'm going to come out of there and let's go ahead and set that now because we need this to make the which machine am I looking at? Wolfram powder. Oh, it's a furnace. So these, so this one is wolfram powder here. Do that one. And this one for wolfram powder. And then we need the other 2 on the top. I need to set a rail, or not a rail, but a path on this side. So let's do this. Put that there. Take this guy and let's have him go up like that. Go. Right. And then we can run up here. Set this one to calcium powder, right? Yes, calcium powder there. Calcium powder here. Okay. And then we have all these on top. So let me get these configured. These are going to be titanium rods and etc. So let me figure out which ones I want to assign to that job. All right, guys, had to run back in real quick because we had a rupture event come by, but I wanted to show you guys this thing right here. We are, man, we're just really right at 99% on getting this completed. So that did not take very long at all. Let's go over here.
Another shipment has
there
arrived.
It goes. Okay.
Clever Robotics is pleased with the quality of your work.
That was fast.
There are rewards waiting for you in the terminal that should help optimize how you work.
All right. So I guess now, how many of these do we have? So we have 10 coming in right there. So we used up all of what we had in storage. So that's good. All right. So everything is empty in both our storage containers. Wow. Okay. So 2 storage containers worth fulfilled that order. So now we had another thing that required all of these as also, which was, I can't remember which one it was. This one right here. So the future health solutions. Let's go ahead and get that one set off. Oh, that one has 54 in there. Okay. Let's do that. We'll just dump whatever excess we have back into our inventory. So got that set up on those 10, and then we can dump the rest that we have. They all had like 50 something things in there, so that was weird. So we'll just run those through, let those feed into wherever they need to go. And this will just continue to pump these out when the system comes back online. I think we're waiting for the sulfuric ore that's coming on this launcher because we just went through a rupture event. We have to wait till wherever base this was at to cool down before it will start sending items over. We could send it from over here though. We do have an excess amount, so I could just run a cable over to this guy right here, and that should feed in to there, get things going a little bit. So yeah, we'll just do it that way for now. Just keep this moving along until the world repairs itself and everything. We have quite a bit in there. But anyway, all right, let's go finish up our batteries. Okay, so here's what I've done so far on our batteries. We have our furnaces down here and our fabricators right there. I have a helium drone that's going to be either this one right there, or I have another one over here. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to use that one. I think we're going to use this one. Keep it separate on its little divider base right there with the walkway. And then we are going to, let's see. Yeah, let's look at this. I need to turn that on so that we can point to the right thing. Now that guy, yeah, I think I want to leave that there. So what I did over here is we're going to have our calcium come in on this delivery drone, and we'll have probably 3 other drones feeding this one. So that way it doesn't ever run out. And then we have these storage banks right there, which are going to pull in the wolfram bricks and the titanium blocks and wolfram blocks as well, and then those are going to come from over there, and maybe we have some titanium over there that we might feed in. And then those are on 2 separate lines, so they're coming from the same what am I trying to say, storage, and one is above the other. So one line is feeding the top row, and then the other line is feeding the bottom row. And so that is making a loop around and going into there. Same thing with the calcium. So we'll have all of those feeding in to these machines on top and bottom. And then they will be passing their items through to this next phase over here. And then we'll have to build the next phase. So let me get all this hooked up. Still working on getting things hooked up. We had the rupture event come through and interrupt things. I have these little ramps on each side, one over there and one's over there. So let me get this configured real quick, and then I'll show you guys what I've done. Okay, so got all the rails installed. Let's run back over here and let's take a look at what we have. All right, so what I did is I set up the wolfram and titanium coming from over here. I have like it's pure titanium over there, so it's actually making a ton. It's got 3 different smelters in the background way over there, and that's all running off of one titanium node, and then there's another one next to it. So that's making plenty of titanium and the wolfram into little bricks, and then those getting stored into storage thing, and then we're going to feed that over to these storages, and then I got to go set up the calcium to come over here too. And then those are going to go through these lines on 2 different rail systems that are, one's going on the 2nd level here, and one is on providing materials to the 1st floor. And then those should run and pass the items to these machines there. So let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and just see how this looks. Let's set these to bring in the wolfram. Do I have it configured right? Because I thought normally that should automatically show. Yeah, it should show, but it may not because we're using, I don't know, that's weird. Why is it not? It might not be connected. It should automatically show over there. Let me run over there and see. Yeah, I got the wolfram coming, so that is doing what it's supposed to be doing, but for some reason I might have one of my wires crossed here. So that is on the outer level, the outside level, and oh yeah, I didn't connect it. That's why. That is why. So we need that to go to there. And then there we go. That should, wait, yeah, no, there's a ton in there. Let's see, why is that not, why is it not, should be going that direction, right? Did these split like that? I don't know. All right, let me figure out what's going on here. There's something's acting wonky. All right, I think I got it. There we go. It's good now. Okay, good deal. So that should start shooting a bunch of titanium. Yep, all on the little multi-rail. Don't get to use the little quad rail that often, or very much at all. So those should start delivering into here. And then those are going to be sent out to machines. We got a whole bunch going up to the top up there. And then some of those should be sent around this way also over there. Yeah. All right, cool. So I don't know if yeah, most of this is calcium. Let me go set up the calcium. We need our calcium to start being delivered over here too. So we're going to name this one. Let's see, what are we going to name this one? Let's just call it calcium bat 01 for battery, because that's what we're making over here. And let's go, let me run off to the calcium factory. Here is our calcium deposit, and let's see which ones. These are going to our calcium hardening agent, and then that one is to, where's this one going? That one's going nowhere. So let's just make this one go to our calcium battery right there. Okay, so that's sending calcium. Then this one is calcium. We'll have it go to our calcium. What are these other cargo receivers? Oh, I know, those are the heliums. Okay, I understand. All right, we need to set the helium up too. So this is kind of like what my little calcium deposit area looks like over here. Just made it in the middle of all of this, and then there's like 4. There's actually a not pure, but a normal one right here. So you can actually tell there's a difference between these. You see how this one is kind of like a dark, muddy brown looking? That is impure calcium, and this is a normal calcium, so it produces twice as much as that one does over there. And same thing with that one. That one's just a impure also. I haven't seen a pure one. I don't know what a pure one looks like. I guess maybe it's a brighter color, or maybe like this one has like a little green tint to it. That one doesn't, so maybe it's got more color to it. I don't really know, but we'll have to check it out. It's kind of weird. So anyway, all right, let me go back to the base. Right over here to the sulfur and helium. So if we look at this area, this is our sulfur, and it's right on the edge of where the radiation is too. So the radiation is just right there. And then there's 4 little nodes for sulfur. And I don't know if there's any purity to these. I don't think there is, but those are delivering everything over here to those drones. And we have 5 different drones set up. And then over here is our helium. So I have helium over this way. So let's run here because we have to configure these to deliver stuff to us. I need a way to get up there. I don't really have a way to get up. I haven't really had to come over here much, so I'm just gonna put these down like so. There we go. All right, cool. So there are just 2 little helium nodes right there, and then I think I have this one being sent. Yeah, this one's being sent to the other base. We're gonna make these, and I don't know if I'm sending all 3 of them. Maybe I am. Yep, I am. All right, we'll send all 3 to the other one because we do have another helium place I could set up. So we'll do helium, and then we'll send it to the helium battery location over there. There comes a bunch here. Do this one, same thing, helium battery, and this one, helium battery. And then these should all suck out of this storage unit really quickly, and then we'll have some drones sent off to our base over, it's just right on the side of that ridge. So if we look on the map, I am right here. So this is where the helium is, that's where the sulfur is, This is where all this big flat land of base is. Where we're making the batteries and the hardening agent and the sulfuric acid. And then over here is that calcium place that we just ran to. So you guys can see I ran over here, ran around, and then it's all kind of within this area right here. And there's actually some pure titanium right there. So, all right, let's get back to our base. Back at our base over here, and the calcium has already come through. The helium is over there, and the calcium's already filled up all the machines over here, I think. Yep, so they're all full. So no more requests on that. And so now we need to set up the next layer to all of this. Let's see, we need to start making inductors, stators, and synthetic silicon. And we're gonna need 5 furnaces and 2 fabricators. And those furnaces, let's see, the synthetic silicon is going to has an output of 60. The inductors have an output of 20, so that's why we need 3 of those. So those 3 will be producing 60 as well. And we're going to be producing, we need 2 synthetic silicon furnaces, so we need 3 of the inductors, and that's going to make that produce 120 on the silicon. Okay, and that is going to require the calcium powder, so we need to make sure we put that one next to the calcium powder. And then also the inductors need to be next to it because they're going to require the ceramics. So the ceramics and the calcium, which will require helium. The synthetic silicon will require the helium and the calcium also. All right, so let me get this set up, and then I'll show you guys how that looks here. Okay, so let's take a look at what we got going on now. All right, so we have our multi-level storage over here, which is dealing with our ceramics on the top floor and the bottom floor. And then we have our titaniums and wolframs over here. And then we have like our ceramic plates coming in on this line. And then those are being fed quite a bit. We have a lot of titanium plates coming through, kind of crazy. And then those are being fed through these furnaces here, which are making regular ceramics, I believe. And then, titanium housings. And then we have our tubes. And then those are being fed over here to, basically, we have synthetic silicon. And then we have the inductors right here, these 3. And then these are the stators, which I'm not actually sure if I turned on or not. And then these last furnaces are basically, we have our chemicals and our electronics. So these 3 are electronics and this one is chemicals. And we're saving. Okay, I really hate that lag when it saves. Let's double check these. I don't think I turned these on to be stators. There they go. We need those to become stators so that we can feed all that coming through. So we should have a bunch of rush of items coming through here in a second. And then these guys, I think I'm going to loop back to save some space. Basically, I set over here, if we take a look, we have our hardening agents being sent off. I think we're pretty close to that being done. But if we look over here on our first base, which is the sulfuric acid, I went ahead and set up some drones, delivery drones over here to turn these into deliver sulfuric acid right next to the base next door. But let's go look in here real quick. I want to see how close we are to doing that other unlock. Oh, we're at 85%. Wow, okay. So definitely going pretty quick. We've already unlocked one and unlocked the other, which we need to go see. What was it that we unlocked? I forgot. Either the large storage or something, or we're about to unlock the turrets. I don't remember what they're called, but anyway, the large turrets. And then we already unlocked the large storage containers. So what I need to do now, we need to place down a cargo receiver. We're almost out. Can I place anything in here? Yeah, man, we have so many crossover base stuff. It's kind of crazy. I'm having to manage my heat things. That's okay. So we put stuff there. Okay, so what I want to do here, we need our sulfuric acid, and that delivers an output of 120 a minute. So we need that to go right here, and that's got to go into a mega press to make the batteries. So sulfuric acid, we're going to have these loop around along with the sulfuric acid to go into the mega press, right? So those are going to come through. Oh yeah, I don't need to loop it around because I don't need to put down a refinery. We're cutting out the refinery with the delivery zone. All right, so that's one step that we get to cut out. So, all right, so now we're seeing like the benefits of already having a base that makes sulfuric acid, and we can just use it to deliver over here. Yeah, so I guess we'll just put this down. We'll just do it like this. And then we need to put down the mega press. So come over here for the Big Daddy mega press thing. And that needs to go like so. Man, we need some more space. All right. I guess we're going to just run that out to right there. Let's bring it down a little bit closer over here. Yeah, right there. I need at least 3 blocks between all of these things. And then we're going to do, let's see, we'll put this here, hit Y to keep that like so. And then we need this guy going there, that one here, this one here. We had to build up into the mountain edge here. So kind of almost ran out of space going that direction. Didn't have a whole lot to go this way because we already have a base over there. Okay, so yeah, and then we could just take this guy like right here and expand this dude out to like that. That'll give us a little bit more room. And let's do the same like so. Okay. And then we could actually probably bring this out too, along with in alignment with this base over here. We have one big giant platform. There we go. All right, cool. And then that down right there. Yeah, like that. Oop, go down. Oh, I don't need to go any further. We're good. What I do need to do though is put these crosswalks like. Okay. All right, just finish it off over here. Come on. All right. Like, oop, come on, get back. Okay, so now we got the mega press, and then basically all of that's going to run into here, so we don't need any other lines. So we can go there to over here like that to there, and then there to there. There, like that. Go like, ah, crap. I hate when I do that. Okay. I get rid of that line like so. Okay. And let's try that again. There we go. And then we're going to come. Oh, I don't want it there. Okay. And from here to there. And then we're going to come out from there to this guy. And then from, oh, you know what? Actually, probably be better. Let's just feed this in like so. And then, okay, so we can do it like this. Let's just go like, I'm not going to keep it super clean. We'll just go like from here to there. And yeah, let's delete that line right there. Okay. And then come from here over to there. Then from, no, we need to get rid of that line. Come on. There we go. All right, cool. And then we're going to come from that line to there. There we go. All right, so we're getting double the feed of the, yeah. Do I need it like that? I don't really need that. We can just, we want it to double up. Can we just go straight in? There we go. And then put down a floor doodad. Come up. Okay. So now come back down to the ground. We got to turn this on, and we are to make batteries. That's going to require the inductors, the electronics, and the sulfuric acid. Is that right? Wait, is that right? The inductors, electronics, sulfuric acid. Oops. These are the electronics. Okay. Why are they not making... Where are the stators? Okay, those are the electronics. Electronics. This should be... Wait, what? I messed something up. Oh, you know what? I did. Because I was making this for the chemicals for the refinery, but we're not using the refinery. Nor do we need the sulfur ore. So we cut that out. So we actually don't need this last one, but we do need the electronics, the inductor, and the sulfuric acid. So the reason those are not coming through is because of this guy. So what we can do is, let's do this. Let's come up over here. Now I could actually, I have everything being pushed through on this line for things, but I think it would be better if I do it this way, and we'll plop in this guy right there. Nice little grid setup, and we'll just plop that right there. Okay, so there's actually 4 connections over here, so we could just move that line. And I kind of wish this was scooched over a little bit, but it's okay. Let's put that on the last line right there. This guy can come in and actually be planted as a separate line, so we could go like this, and then shoot. Can I turn that like so? Is that going to work like that? Let's try. There we go. It's kind of a wonky jonky thing. I guess I could delete that line like that. And come in over here, plop that in like so. There we go. All right, cool. That just barely making it. Now, why are we not reducing? So there's something wrong with the stators. So let's look here. All right, so we're not getting the stators. Why are we not? Oh, that's why. Jesus, what the heck? What happened? All right, I see why. It would be nice if we actually had them connected. They are not connected. So we're gonna run that into there, and go like yo, and there. These guys are like, hey, we want part of the fun. There we go. Stators, and now go. What the heck? Are we not? Why are you not producing? Does this need stators too? No, that needs electronics. Whoa, there's a hole. Give me that. Put that there. Put that there. Don't want to fall in the hole. Okay, you're supposed to be making stators, dude. Now, where's the titanium housings at? Okay, you're supposed to be making titanium housings, right? No, you're making tubes. You're making tubes. Where the heck am I making titanium housings? Okay. Let's see. Is it one of these guys? There they are. Why are you not? What the heck? What happened here? Somehow I did not connect all these. I know I connected them. Maybe I went back and deleted them or something. Okay, there we go. Man, freaking titanium housing overload. All right, now we have, these should have stators. They got to make a whole loop back around. Wait, okay, you're going, yeah, here we go. All right, so you're making the stators. There goes a stator, yay. All right, now that thing can make one whole thing. All right, we're starting to make stuff. Okay, it's coming. We're good. Man, I can't believe I missed those. I think I got caught up by the rupture event and it messed me up. I forgot where I left off at, and then I went and set up the helium and the calcium, running back and forth, and the sulfuric acid stuff. So that made us run all over the place. Okay, so now we are making batteries. So that means we can set up a storage. And we're going to do probably a couple of storages. I'm going to put space between, and we'll just do 2 storages for now. All right, so then we're going to plug that guy there, and this guy there. All right, come back down to the ground, and you start collecting batteries, and you start collecting batteries, and we got batteries for everybody. Batteries? We don't have any batteries. What are we waiting for? This, oh, son of a biscuit, where? Oh, we didn't set up. Dang it, okay. pH, I see, sulfuric acid, bat 01. Okay, confirm. That's why. That is why. Okay, we got to run all the way down here. How are you guys doing? Doing all right? Okay. And set these dudes up. There we go. Sulfuric acid. Scroll down. Battery 1. Sulfuric acid. We'll send you to, and why not send you? We'll just send you guys all the way there. So they should send off way over here, which isn't really that far. And then we should get a delivery of sulfuric acid here in just a second. Right? You all good? I think so. Actually, I don't need this. We're going to take this out just to keep things clean and plop you into right there. And you go like that. There comes some sulfuric acid. Yay, look at that. Drones are being delivered. So now we can put our base floor, fill the hole. There we go. Lots of drones being delivered. Bam, cool, already. So we are cruising with that, and now that is taken off, and we are making batteries, 1 every 4 seconds. So not too bad. This should fill up pretty soon, and then we can send those off to these guys over here. I should probably, maybe we should move these kind of more central, but it's here in a minute. It's not going to make any difference. You know?
Bravo.
Yep. See,
Future
look
Health
at that.
Solutions
We just
is
unlocked
happy with your work.
our
New rewards have been. Look in the terminal
turret
to
things.
assign them. Future
So
solutions for modern problems.
here, and yep, we never collected. Oh, so we unlocked the compounder. Heck yeah. And down here, we unlocked the large personal storage. Oh, we haven't done the turret yet. Dang it, that's the wrong thing. Okay, so now we need to make pressurized helium. I think we need 2 things that require pressurized helium. I think this will be the batteries for the turret. Okay, or the defense tower, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. So that's the batteries. We're going to send the batteries to that. Liquid helium, that requires liquid helium. What do we need down here? That's pressurized helium. Ah, geez. Okay. So liquid helium for that. And those are just these LEM modules. These, I'm not really crazy about. I think we can get these when we go and go to the World Engine and do that whole mission at the World Engine. You know? So, I don't know. Because we can't make liquid helium until we go to that anyway. Because now that we have the assembler or compounder or whatever we just got, it requires, I think, some other additional blueprints. But we can start sending batteries off to that. And so that's the liquid, that's turbines, battery, nozzles, electromagnetic coil. And yeah, we're going to start getting, we're at some big numbers now. So 262, that's going to take a while. Okay, uh-oh. Wait, I hear bugs. No, 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 no. Crap. Bugs. Freak out. Oh, I can't get up there. Stop. Stop jacking with my stuff, man. What are you doing? Bam. Oh, yo. There's a little bitty guy.
Who's next?
Okay. All right. Did I see it was purple up there too? These bugs are driving me nuts. We're going to go up there because it's all purple up there. That's not good. All right. Got our whole base shut down just from that craziness. So we're going to run the rail up here. Wait, I hear somebody. Okay. Oh, yo, get away. And you get off my stuff. You. Ah, crap. Okay, back away. All right, we good? Any other bugs left? Okay, let's see. Uh-oh. Get away. Get away. Okay. Do I hear another one? I do. Okay, where are you guys coming from? I don't even get the little bug music or anything. I think they're coming from over there on at the mount. I've seen them come down from this way. I just need to make sure they don't get to my core. It really hoses things up when they get to the core. Go. Let's get back to our base. Well, this thing is totally maxed out, so I am actually thinking we might have enough to, well, it's all staying balanced right there. If that was going up, then I would set up another one of these. So let's see, that is not going up, not fast. It's not, definitely not double the amount. We do have enough of this coming in, but not enough of the electronics or the inductors. So if we want to increase the electronics, we would need to set at least 2 more, if not 3. Yeah, because we have 3 machines making electronics. We could do a second story on top, but I don't know. I mean, this whole system's balanced so that it functions in a sense where we do not have any jams and everything is running at pretty much its max speed. Although we are kind of jamming up over here. That might have too many. Normally in a situation like this, like say the lower level, we have these crossovers right there, see? So see how we have these the rails that are crossing over? And in this situation, we don't. And these are plates, and the plates are having to come all the way to here. Do we have any plates going into there at all? Or is it just, what is that one doing? I can't tell. Those are, yeah, we have, are plates not even making it to that one? Yep, and we have plates going into there. Let's take a closer look at these. So this is, what is going into here? Not plates. Wait, I'm on the wrong row. Okay, right here. Okay, so that does require plates. It's just maxed out. Okay. This one has plates, only 3. Wow, okay. So if we could set a crossbar, and then this is requiring plates too, right? Yeah, that requires plates. That requires plates. That doesn't. Okay, so maybe if we set something, let's see, let's do this. What, can we have a split right there? So we have plates. Wait, is that one plates too? I think it starts here. I don't think this one, no. Oh no, that's not. That takes the other plates. Okay, that's calcium plates. All right, so if we have a line that comes in right here, like so, let's do this. Let's take that line out. Okay. And I know it's gonna mess things up. A little bit of troubleshooting here. All right, and then we'll have that come in there, and then that way they can keep going. Then from here, that is making wire. That's making wire. These are making plates. I don't know what that one's making. Okay. Now we got beeping going on. So, yeah. So what we could do, starting at this guy. Oh no, these three are making the same thing. Okay. Then starting here, we can actually, yeah, actually we can have it come through like so, and then tie in to right there. Okay, and that should relieve this line. Yep, see now they are starting to split off. And yep, it's going to clear up this line now. So that's good. So everything should take off. Now it's going to jam up there for a minute. But it should balance out once this thing fills up, since it's not having to go all the way around that big loop. There we go. All right, cool. Not the prettiest little setup, but when you're on multi-levels like this, it gets real funky sometimes. So it would be nice if like the devs create a kind of a elevator rail, you know, one that you can put on the edge and you could feed things into, adjust the height and everything, similar to Satisfactory and a lot of other games have, you know, certain little escalator type, you know, elevator, I don't know what you call it, I don't know, rails or whatever you call them. I can't think of the word at the moment, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So anyway, yep, looking pretty good now. Things are flowing much better. Everything's balanced out over here now, so we don't have any more jams, and it is looking good. Good. Okay. So, all right, cool. So no more jams over there, and this system's running really good too. And then our end system is making the sulfuric acid. So we're doing great. How many? Let's run down over here. Am I even going the right direction? I get so lost. It's like running through a little city. You know, how many of these things have we made? We've made 150 of them so far. And how many of those do we need? So on the batteries, we need to deliver 967 batteries, but it also is requesting that we deliver 2,578 nozzles. So we're not going to do the nozzles over here to get to unlock the turret tower thing or whatever it's called, the weapons tower. So we're going to probably have to deliver more along the lines of probably 1,500 batteries in order to get that, probably twice the amount or close to it, you know. So I would say about 1,500. I'm not sure on that, but right now we have almost 200. So not too bad. It's been a short amount of time. We've got 200, and we'll fill up 2 of these things. So that will give us, I think, 3,200 of these things, right? Is that how many we get?
Rupture activity detected.
Oh, okay.
I recommend finding a safe place.
3,200 looks about right. So my brain is a little mushy for math right now. So anyway, all right. Well, cool, guys. We're going to let this build up. It should probably take, I would say, probably an hour. So I'm going to go mess around for an hour, and we'll come back at a different episode, basically. So I'm going to close it up now, but just wanted to show you guys how these things are going. And let's get out of there. Oh, I can't show you the base with the Rupture event. So anyway, you guys have seen it, but yeah, so far this is running pretty good, pretty smooth. These are popping out 15 a minute, so that's not too bad. And everything else is about 30 a minute on the other things, but you guys saw that we were able to deliver those things with just a short amount of time. So once you build one, then you can, if you're building a couple of them, by the time you build one, another one will be finished. So it's a good way to progress through at a decent rate. You know, it's not super turbo, you know, where we're doubling up on everything, but once you start doubling up on the final resource like batteries and stuff, then the bases are like super huge, and you'll need to put down, you know, 24 furnaces and 30, you know, fabricators or something like that, and it's just not enough physical room to do that. So you'll start running into issues and everything. But anyway, we're gonna leave it here. I hope you guys enjoy the series and appreciate, you know, these different layouts for certain products. So make sure you guys like, subscribe on the video, hit that bell notification, and leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any ways of improving things and all that, then I'd love to hear it. Hey, get inside, get inside. Okay. So anyway, I really appreciate it. Like I said, leave a thumbs up on the video and hit that hype button, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks a lot.